We're on the line now with KZN trainer Tony Rivalland, who has a quartet, well possibly, as we'll hear in a moment, a quartet of very nice runners at Hollywood Bets Gravel on the turf on Sunday the 27th of September. Firstly, Tony, thanks for your time. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, morning, Graham, and welcome to the viewers.
Okay, so shortly before we started this discussion, we were chatting off air about Dolo, and you were saying to me that you're not entirely happy with his blood.
No, Graham, I'm not. The plan had been to geld him after the run on Gold Cup Day in Umkamazi handicap, but he's got very small testicles, and he doesn't carry a blood picture commensurate with a colt, a 3-year-old colt. But this time he really looks anemic, and although he worked very well on Tuesday morning, I'm just not completely satisfied that he'll produce his best run off that picture. I have discussed it with Ralph Katzwinkel, and we all know that sprinters sometimes can get away with these low hematocrits, but I am not completely 100% happy. He is a very good horse, and do you really want to run a good horse when you're not entirely happy with his blood picture? Clinically, though, he looks $1 million and he's eating well, so we haven't finalized our decision yet. I will discuss it with the owners just now, and then we'll make a decision thereafter.
Okay, Tony, knowing you as well as I know you, if you elect to run him on Sunday, then you're obviously completely happy that he's ready to do his best. Otherwise, you're going to scratch him. That's the type of trainer that you are. You don't take chances. You bring the horses to the track to be competitive. So we'll obviously have to monitor the scratchings as we go forward to Sunday. Obviously, this show is recorded 48 hours in advance of the race meeting. But just to refresh your memory to our viewers, race 2 is, of course, a graduation plate. It's over 1,100 meters. It's only attracted 8 runners, very competitive. Tony, there's no shortage of competition there, though, for Dolo, albeit that you have a very high regard for him.
Yes, look, he's really a very talented horse, Graham. And but I mean, obviously, it's a strong field. Captain Opie, that's his. I think he's right distance, 1,000, 1,100 at this stage. He's a very quick horse. Small field, he's well drawn. He'll most probably be in front, and not that easy to peg back. But, with a bit of rain predicted, I think the going would suit Dolo perfectly, Nice small field, so even if he's sitting last, because he is a little bit fractious in the gates, if he's sitting last, I'm sure he could pick them up when there's a bit of a give in the ground, where if it was very quick with the tailwind, it's not as easy. So, but look, we might even wait until tomorrow. We'll see. As I say, clinically everything looks right, but it's not the kind of blood picture that one would normally want to run a horse, especially a decent horse with. So, as I've reiterated, we'll make a decision during the course of today or tomorrow morning.
Okay, well, let's move on to race 5 then. It's the Pinnacle Stakes over 1,400 meters. And you've got 2 runners here, Exclusive Quantity and Vain Kelder, either of which on their day can win this. Let's talk about Exclusive Quantity firstly. What is your take on what happened last time when he refused to jump in the Tukela handicap?
Yeah, it was the strangest thing, Graham. I was absolutely flabbergasted. He's a very tense, nervous horse, has always been. But, while he often is half a length or a neck slow out of the stalls, he'd never done that before. I mean, he just froze, and they'd gone, I think, 4 furlongs before he sort of trotted out the gate. The tongue tie, I noticed, I normally let the vets put the tongue tie on him because he's very tall, and I find it a bit difficult to get the tongue tie on. He's inclined to lift his head up. I noticed he came back, he looked like his tongue was possibly over-tied. So this time I've elected to put on a special rubber crossover to keep his mouth closed. And he's worked well in it. He's been to the starting gates 3 times, and all 3 times he's jumped very well. So I'm hoping that he's not going to freeze on the day and that he's going to jump well. Having said all that, I've had a few little niggles with muscle problems and that, and I'm not convinced he's 100% fit yet. He's fit enough to run a decent race, but I don't think he's tuned fit to win a race like this. So I'm just hoping that we can go there, that he can jump out the pens nicely, run a half-decent race and improve from there. And at least it'll give me some idea where to take him from this run.
Okay, and stable companion Vain Kelder is not getting any younger, but on his day he can be very effective.
Oh, Graham, I honestly believe if Van Gelder brings his A game there tomorrow, I can't see them beating him if he brings his A game. Look at the fields he's been running in at level weights, and, he certainly hasn't disgraced himself. The problem with he's such a character, Van Gelder. He just ambles along at the back, and, you never know if he's going to really put in his big run. I've tried to bring him into this race a lot fresher because we've dropped in distance, and I was very hard on him going into that 9 furlong Champion Stakes. It was the furthest he'd been, and he really was stripped for that. So I've backed off him and tried to freshen him up. These old horses are often so much better that way. And he's extremely well in himself. I mean, he really is well. He's bouncing out of his skin. So, let's hope that he decides that he's in a galloping mood. And if he is, I think they'll have to run to beat him.
Okay, so you got it there first hand, straight from the horse's mouth. You leave out number 6, Van Gelder, at your own risk. The last of your 4 runners, numbered in race 6, number 10, Galway, priced up a clear favourite at 5-2 in what I thought was a very competitive looking race. In fact, I will share with you that I thought this was a field race, but chatting to you just before we came on air, you're very confident that he's a worthy favourite and should win it.
Graham, this is a really good horse. He's just plagued with so many muscle problems and odd little problems, but I think it's the fittest he's been in his life. He's worked exceptionally well, and on his work, really, I don't think there's anything that can beat him there. He's a good horse. This. Look, it is on the grass, and his form has been on the poly. But I couldn't remember all his runs. He's run so many times on the poly, but I did think he's had 1 or 2 decent runs on the grass. And anyway, there's definitely some rain predicted, so I think the sting is going to be out of the ground. And so I can't. That would be the only thing that I could see stopping him from winning is that his form has been on the poly. But he's got a beautiful action, and he's in a very good space at the moment. He's extremely fit, and I must be honest, I think he's hard to beat.
Okay, well, when Tony Rivalland expresses confidence such as he just has done, you better take note. Tony, thanks for your time and enjoy the weekend. We'll see you at Hollywood Bets Gravel on Sunday.